Good afternoon and welcome to Eastern Lifestyle. I'm your host, Davia Pugh.
And I'm your reporter, Kaylee Riccatelli.
Happy Thursday. We are so glad you are with us because we've got such a fun show coming up. We'll listen to Miss Winterville 2024's journey in pageantry and learn about her local business. We'll also learn about a new Bern Civic Theatre's show this weekend that celebrates African American arts, heritage, and culture. Plus, you'll find out how you can save some coins when you dine at this incredible E&C restaurant. That's all on the way soon, but first, let's get into what makes this day special because it's very special.
Today is very special. What is it, Davia?
It is Juneteenth. Yes, this day is very, historic, okay? So I have some facts we're gonna get into about this day. So this day represents the freedom of African Americans from slavery in the U.S., and it marks the day in 1865 when Major General Jordan Granger from the Union Army arrived in Texas, and he informed people of Texas that slavery was abolished. So this day in 1865 was when this happened. And so the day is made up of June and 19th combined. And also the Emancipation Proclamation declared the abolishment of slavery, and it was issued by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1st, 1863. So about 2 years before this day came about. And then on this day in the city of Galveston, which is in Texas, the Granger publicly read the General Order Number 3, which states that the people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. And so this day was declared a federal holiday by President Joe Biden in 2021 on June 17th, so 2 days before June 19th.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool as well. And this made it the first new federal holiday since Martin Luther King Jr. Day in 1983.
Yes.
Which is very incredible.
And if I remember, the people of Galveston were the last people to find out that slavery was abolished.
Yeah.
So that was like the official, because of the way that news traveled back then, it took forever for word to get out.
Yes.
So that was the official, everyone in the United States knew that slavery was abolished, and therefore every single slave was free.
Exactly. And before this, Juneteenth was a state holiday in Texas since 1980 and in other states. So it was still celebrated before 2021 in many states. But then Joe Biden was like, we're making this federal holiday immediately. So that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, people had been celebrating it since 1865.
A long time,
And then celebrations of Juneteenth kind of trailed off a little bit in like the early 20th century, like around 1920, because education around slavery changed. And they made it more vague to where it was just like, oh, the Emancipation Proclamation was issued and slavery was over. But that's not the whole story.
No, there's more.
But then it came back around again. And then people were like, hey, there's this holiday that celebrates when the slaves were actually freed. And then it also brings attention to some of the other aspects of it, like the last freed slaves weren't officially adopted as U.S. citizens until 1885.
Right.
So that was 20 years after they were free.
20 years after that.
And then,
so it took time.
Yeah. And then there was still the civil rights movement 100 years after the slaves were free. So it's an ongoing thing.
It is.
And Juneteenth is a day to recognize that.
It sure is. So this day is very just iconic. And so let's get to our E&C event to see where you can celebrate it. So you can celebrate Juneteenth this Saturday from 4 to 9 at the Greenville Town Common right here and at the Toyota Amphitheater. You can enjoy live music, food, games, vendors, cultural exhibits, and tours of the African American Cultural Trail in that area. All of it is completely free and open to the public. So for more info, be sure to head to greenvillenc.gov.
Wow, what a fun event.
They're going all out.
Because now that everyone has Juneteenth off work, well, most everyone, we don't.
I know.
Now that most everyone has Juneteenth off work, you can go to these awesome events, learn more about it.
There's so many exhibits and places that you can go to just learn more history about this day and slavery and how far we've come.
And African American culture. Sankofa coming up.
Sankofa, we're going to talk about that soon.
I'm going to tell you guys about.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
Don't go anywhere, because right after the break, we'll be hearing from Miss Winterville. She'll be sharing her story and how her business is helping many people. We'll be right back. You won't want to miss it. Hey everyone, I'm your host Davia, and today we're joined by USOA Miss Winterville 2024 Raven. Not only is she representing our community with grace, she's also the owner of Body Therapy in Motion in Greenville, which helps people move, feel, and look their best. Let's hear her story. Raven, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So first of all, congratulations on being titled Miss Winterville.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yes, it's been a good experience so far.
I was just about to ask you, tell us a little about your experience.
Well, so this is my first pageant, but I had got the wild idea to do it because I was like, I want to do something that is like, I used to model, but I want to do something more impactful. So I felt like pageantry gave me that platform to be pretty and impactful.
So how did you get into pageantry? Where did that interest come from?
If you ask my husband, I just wake up with these wild ideas.
Really? Yeah. Awesome. Just spontaneity.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I know you have Body Therapy in Motion. How did your wellness journey begin? What inspired you to open this business?
In high school, I knew I wanted to do something where I could help people. Didn't know how far that was going to go. So when I went to college, I was like, well, I'm a major in biology, you know? You could do pretty much anything with that, help people or not, you know? So I did that, and I moved here to Greenville, and I was like, I still don't know what I want to do. So I enrolled into massage therapy school, and then what I learned at school for biology, and then what I learned in massage therapy school, I kind of like put those two things together and was like, I think I found like my new love, you know?
And I know one of your most popular offerings is the assisted stretching, right? Yes. So tell us about that.
So I tell people all the time, the assisted stretching is amazing, especially if like you don't like to lay on a table for a long time, like to get a massage. So the stretching is super beneficial for that aspect as well, but it also gets you moving and feeling better like instantly. You should not be in pain for a year. You should not be feeling heavy or feeling like fatigue in your muscles. That's not normal. And as people, we adjust to that normal instead of trying to break through it. So with my business, I'm helping people learn like you can move better without having to put so much work into it because I can stretch you.
So you do it yourself?
Yes, I do the stretching. You come in and you lay on a table, you completely relax. The only thing I tell them, the only job you have to do today when you come in here is just relax and let me do the job.
Awesome. And I know you also have a platform called The Circle, which is very inspiring. Tell us a little about that.
So The Circle was curated based off Body Therapy in Motion, and it's a platform that I'm using through pageantry to help other women, people, children, people all over know like your health and wellness is important. So instead of just like teaching people about, okay, you need to be active because physical health is important. You need to be healthy because nutritional health is important. It's teaching them beyond that because financial stability is also important too. When you don't have money, you're not happy, right? So then that's impacting your mental health. So it's helping people find ways to navigate throughout all 8 of those dimensions to live a great quality of life. And even if they feel like they're lacking in those areas, how can they take something from another area and pour into it to help them, you know, elevate and feel better? So it's like wellness is a circle. It's a never-ending circle. So that's why I chose that name.
If they want to get involved and learn more, how can they?
They could follow me on social media at raven.chanel. I will post a tip, a fact, and a resource.
Nice.
And whether that resource is local, universal, national, I will post it so that everybody can have access to that.
Where can people go just to learn more about you in general? Is there a certain place they should go to?
Instagram.
Yes. Instagram is the one.
Instagram is the one for me. I got everything up there. Business, work, life, everything.
Awesome.
Yep.
It is time for a quick draw where we draw something random in 30 seconds or less. And today I'm going to draw. What am I drawing?
You're going to draw Pate, our videographer.
Awesome.
Ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Because today is unfortunately Pate's last day.
It is his last day.
He's leaving us for greener grass, apparently.
He is leaving.
Pate has been behind our camera for almost a year now.
Almost a year.
Hello.
Which is crazy to think about.
I know, and he's been great. He runs our show.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's turned out well. 5 seconds.
Oh wow, that was really fast. Wait.
2, 1.
I didn't have enough
No, Kate has never been on camera. This is people's only impression of him.
No, that's
What
too much
does he
pressure.
look like?
That is too
What
much
does he look
pressure.
like?
That is too much pressure.
That's exactly what Pete
That's
looks
Pate,
like.
okay? He's smiling. Pate's always smiling.
Yes.
And I got his hair, you know, his shirt, you know, his t-shirt.
What is Sankofa?
Oh my gosh. Sankofa is a term, well, it's actually a lifestyle. It's a term that came from a group of people, the Akan people from Ghana. And the term actually means to go back and fetch or go back and retrieve. And my outlook of that is to be able to take things from your past, experience from your past, our past culture, and take it to the present and to the future. And that's what Sankofa is, the opportunity to showcase the things from the past, the people, the famous people from the past, the culture, the dances, the songs, and just showcase the fact that we did this and we want to continue to do these types of things and give opportunities for people everywhere to experience it, whether it's on the stage or out in the seats.
What can people expect to see at Sankofa?
Everything. We are going to be dancing, we're going to be singing, we're going to be doing spoken word. There are going to be narrations, monologues that highlight certain people from the past. Just to bring it to light, because sometimes things get like swept under the rug, and if it's not brought to the forefront, they won't know.
Why should people come see the show?
Oh, let me tell you something. This is just going to be so amazing because Cynthia's vision is coming to fruition. And to hear that and to see that and see everybody performing well, everybody coming together, everybody on the same page about it, it's going to be amazing. I truly believe that the culture, the richness of the culture, just brings everything to light, and it's a celebration. So for people to be willing to come out, I want you all to come out now, for people to be willing to come out and just be a part of it, because I know the last one that I was a part of, people clapped their hands, they got out in the little rows and they danced, and it was just a happy time.
So, elephant in the room, there is a new executive director here at Bern Civic Theatre. This is Bradley Moore. Welcome, Bradley. This is your Eastern Lifestyle debut.
Thank you, it is. I'm making my debut and I'm so excited about it. So
awesome. So on top of Sankofa, what else does Bern Civic Theatre have coming up?
Well, Sankofa is going to be awesome, and I'm so glad that people get to see that. And our Encore series is continuing this month as well. On June 27th, we have the Chatham Rabbits coming in town, which is a bluegrass folk Americana duo, and they are from North Carolina, which is great. If you like Zach Bryan, Casey Musgraves, Alison Krauss, The Chicks, anything in that world, you will love the Chatham Rabbits. And also our local superstars, the Bonafides, are opening for them. So that's all on June 27th at 7:30. Tickets are available now. Get them, because I think and I feel that it's gonna be a big sellout for us, so yeah.
Awesome. And so speaking of tickets, where can people go to get tickets?
It's newberncivictheatre.org, and that's theater with an R-E.
These are like your first productions as the director of Bern Civic Theatre. So what has it been like starting to work here and seeing things like this come together?
I just came at like a really exciting time. My first day was opening for Escape to Margaritaville. So that whole experience was great. I felt like I kind of got thrown into all the fun and excitement. But yeah, it's just an exciting time, like lots of really interesting projects coming up. Of course, celebrating, Juneteenth and Sankofa is a really incredible thing that Bern Civic Theatre does. So just a lot of exciting things, and I'm just happy to, settle in and try to make New Bern a great home.
It's time for the life hack of the day. Did you know that you can use rubbing alcohol to bring markers back to life? Rubbing alcohol works well on permanent markers, dry erase markers, and alcohol-based markers. And all you do is dip the tip in rubbing alcohol for a few seconds, and this is supposed to reactivate the ink.
I have heard of this before.
Yeah, I've heard of it too, and I think it does work very well.
It does,
Yeah.
and it actually like fixes it for a long
time. That's incredible. That's really cool.
Like it's not just like it brings it back long enough for you to finish writing whatever you were writing.
No, like another life.
Yeah, like you get a lot more out of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, rubbing alcohol in markers, like
Magic.
pretty much one fixes the other.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so now it is time for us to get into trivia. So, which North Carolina-born singer was the first country artist to have their debut album go platinum? Is it A, Randy Travis, B, Luke Combs, C, Charlie Daniels, or D, Eric Church? We'll be right back with the answer. Stick around. Coming up after the break on Eastern Lifestyle, we're getting a taste of Philadelphia in Jacksonville. Learn how you can save. Stay tuned. All right, we are back. So if you guessed A, Randy Travis, you are correct. Randy Travis's debut album, Storms of Life, was released in 1986, and it didn't just go platinum, but eventually multi-platinum, and ushered in a new era of success for country music. Travis's success continued with his second album, Always and Forever, which includes his longtime hit single, Forever and Ever, Amen.
The following segment is sponsored by Philly Guy Subs.
Hey everyone, I'm your host Davia, and it's time for Be Our Guest, where we help you save money while having an amazing dining experience. Today we are at Philly Guy Subs in Jacksonville. You guys make sure to head to WNCT.com and find the Be Our Guest tab to get your $50 certificate for only $25 because these will sell out fast. So today we are here with the owner of Philly Guy Subs, Chef James. Thank you so much for having us today.
Thanks for coming out.
Of course, these look delicious in front of us. So let's start with this one. Tell us what we have.
That's our Italian hoagie. It's probably one of the most popular sandwiches that we have. There's 3 different types of meat on there. There's hot capicola, there's salami, and there's ham. That hoagie comes with, and of course we call them hoagies from Philadelphia. It comes with lettuce, tomatoes, onions, pickles, and banana peppers.
Awesome. Okay. Now tell us about this Philly.
Well, the Philly cheesesteak is a little different. We brought a different concept to Jacksonville. We roast our steak meat, so it's tender, it's juicy, it has flavor, unlike anything that you would normally get from a traditional cheesesteak, which is made on the flat grill. You know, of course, the meat's dried out. So we also take real American cheese and we melt it down into a sauce form. Our rolls are ordered from Philadelphia. I get them in probably once or twice a week. Amorosos, they're authentic for Philadelphia. So it's a great tasting sandwich.
Yeah, they look amazing. Now, when it comes to the rolls, what is the variety that people can get? Is it white only? Is it wheat?
Well, I'm sure you could probably get wheat, but white is probably the most popular. Amoroso has been a Philadelphia roll company probably for over 60 years. If you go to Philadelphia, any cheese place you go to will have Amoroso rolls.
Awesome. Now, can people get sides with your sandwiches?
Sure, we have seasoned fries. We do our fries in the oven, so there's nothing comes out of here with any grease. So our fries are pre-seasoned and we bake them in the oven. We also offer a cheddar cheese sauce to go over them, so you can get them with cheese or without. It's real cheddar that we melt down the same way that we do the American cheese, and we pour them over top of the fries.
Oh, that sounds great. I love cheese.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Awesome. So tell us your hours.
Tuesday through Friday, we are open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Saturday, we're open from 11 to 5, and we're closed Sunday and Monday.
Okay, where can people find out more?
Well, we have a Facebook page. You can go on Facebook. Anytime you go on Facebook, if you see a video, it's going to be exactly what you get when you open your sandwich. So what you see is what you get. I put all my food on there so people have an idea of what to expect.
What are your specials here?
Well, I try to bring a little bit of Philadelphia down here every once in a while. So normally I'll make soup from scratch. I've made vegetable soup, made a potato soup, French onion, broccoli and cheese. I've done a meatball grinder, chicken cheesesteak. Matter of fact, it's our special this week.
Okay.
I've done a buffalo chicken cheesesteak. So things that I've done a pizza steak as well. So anything that they serve in Philadelphia, I try to incorporate on some of our specials that we have throughout the week.
And you guys be sure to head to WNCT.com and find the Be Our Guest tab to get your $50 certificate for only $25 because these will sell out fast.
The previous segment is sponsored by Philly Guy Subs.
It is now this or that time where between two choices, we pick which one we prefer. So do you prefer a fanny pack or a tote bag?
I think I prefer a tote bag.
I agree with you.
Because
I'm not a huge...
Like, fanny packs are cute, like as an accessory. They're too touristy to me.
Yeah, it's giving tourists. They're not that cute.
Tote bag, you just toss everything in there, and it's just on your shoulder.
And I like that.
Yeah.
On my shoulder.
Fanny packs like start to weigh you down after a while. I don't like it.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and happy Juneteenth. Remember to enjoy every moment of your Eastern lifestyle as always, and we'll see you tomorrow. Segments in today's episode are sponsored by Bern Civic Theatre and Philly Guy Subs.